Have you ever felt left out? Like everyone else is moving forward while you're stuck? As if, no matter how hard you try, nothing changes. You pray, you seek answers, but all you get is silence. Listen carefully. That silence is not neglect. That silence is preparation. God hasn't abandoned you. He has hidden you. Look around. Some people rise overnight, achieving success quickly. But how many of them fall just as fast? Because they weren't ready. But you, if you're still in the shadows, it's because God is shaping you. He is working in you in secret, like an artist crafting a masterpiece before revealing it to the world. And today, we're going to see why God does this. Why he sometimes chooses to hide those he loves before lifting them up. Hold on tight, because this message will change your perspective. If you are in a season of silence, it is not a coincidence. God never does anything without a reason. When he sets you apart, it's because he is preparing something greater than you can imagine. But why hide you? Why not propel you directly into your destiny? Because everything precious is hidden. Look at how God works in nature. Diamonds are not found on the surface. They are buried underground. Gold must be refined before it has value. Even seeds must be planted before they can grow into trees. God does not bring into the light what is not yet ready. If you are hidden today, it is because you are precious, and God wants to prepare you before exposing you to the world. He protects you from premature attacks. Sometimes we want to be in the spotlight too soon, without realizing that premature exposure can destroy us. Joseph, in the Bible, received a dream where he saw his future greatness. But as soon as he shared this dream, his brothers began to hate him and plot against him. If God exposed you too soon, you would be attacked before you were even ready. He prefers to keep you hidden so that you can grow strong spiritually before facing the battle. He is working on your character. God doesn't just want to elevate you. He wants you to be able to sustain what he gives you. David was chosen to be king, but before he ascended the throne, he spent years in the shadows, tending sheep. Why? Because God was shaping his character. He was learning humility, patience, and obedience. Being hidden does not mean being forgotten. It means God is preparing you. If you feel that God has set you aside, don't be discouraged. What you are going through, others have experienced before you. Even the greatest men in the Bible were hidden before being revealed. Moses was hidden to save a nation. Moses should have died at birth. At that time, Pharaoh had ordered all Hebrew baby boys to be killed. But instead, his mother hid him for 3 months before placing him in a basket on the Nile. Why did God allow this? Because Moses was no ordinary child. He had a huge mission to free the people of Israel, but before fulfilling his calling, he spent 40 years in the wilderness, far from everything. Why? Because God was shaping his heart. He wanted to make him a humble and strong leader. If God is hiding you, it means he is preparing you for a mission greater than you can imagine. Joseph was hidden in prison before being elevated. Joseph had a dream where he saw that he would rule. He might have thought his rise would be quick, but instead, he faced injustice and abandonment. He was sold by his own brothers, wrongfully accused and thrown into prison, forgotten for years. But one day, in a single night, he went from being a prisoner to becoming the governor of all Egypt. Why did God hide him for so long? Because before managing a kingdom, Joseph had to learn humility, wisdom, and patience. If God has not revealed you yet, it's because he wants you to be fully prepared for what he has planned. David was hidden in the shadows before becoming king. David was chosen to be king, but when Samuel came to anoint a king among Jesse's sons, even his own father did not consider him. He was out in the fields tending to the sheep Why did God allow this? Because before ruling, David had to learn to be a shepherd. Before defeating Goliath in public, he first learned to kill lions and bears in secret. The battles you win in the shadows are the ones that prepare you for the light. Jesus was hidden before his ministry. Even Jesus, the Son of God, was hidden before fulfilling his mission. He grew up quietly for 30 years before starting his ministry, before performing miracles. He spent 40 days alone in the wilderness to be prepared. If Jesus had to go through a season of preparation, how much more should you and I accept this process? God is not hiding you for nothing. When he sets you apart, it's because he is working in you before working through you. He purifies and refines you. In the Bible, gold is purified by fire. It must go through extreme heat to be cleansed of all its impurities. The same goes for you. God is using this season to purify you, meaning purifying your heart from past wounds, purifying your intentions so that you serve with humility, purifying your faith so that you become unshakable. If you want to carry a greater glory, your character must first be refined like gold in the fire. Do not see this period as rejection, but as refinement. He trains you in secret. Look at great champions. They don't become strong under the spotlight, but in secret, when no one is watching. David learned to kill lions and bears before facing Goliath. Joseph learned to manage a prison before managing a kingdom. Moses learned humility in the desert before leading Israel to freedom. You too, God is training you in the shadows. Maybe today, you're experiencing a season of frustration, but in reality, God is teaching you valuable lessons for your future. What you learn today will serve you tomorrow. He teaches you total dependence. When you are hidden, you are forced to learn to depend on God alone. No one sees you, no one recognizes your talent, and no one applauds you. But this is where you learn to seek God more deeply. If your foundation is in God, no one will be able to shake you when he brings you into the light. He removes bad connections from your life. Sometimes, God hides you because he wants to cut off certain ties that are not good for your calling, toxic friendships, relationships that slow down your destiny, influences that distract you from your purpose. God knows that not everyone can go with you where he wants to take you. He must first separate you before revealing you. Not more lost connections. If God removed them, it's because they were not essential for your future. There is a time to be hidden, but also a time to be revealed. When God decides that your moment has come, nothing can stop it. Here are the signs that show you are about to step into your season of revelation. You feel an inner restlessness. You have the feeling that something is about to change. You feel a fire inside you, an impatience, as if your spirit knows that God is opening a new door. This is exactly what happened to Moses before God called him to free Israel. Deep inside, he knew his place was no longer in Pharaoh's palace. When God is about to reveal you, he places a holy restlessness within you to prepare you to move. God starts opening unexpected opportunities. When your season of revelation comes, doors you never imagined begin to open. Look at Joseph. He was in prison until the day Pharaoh had a dream. In just one night, he went from obscurity to prominence. Sometimes, all it takes is one divine connection for your life to change. If opportunities start coming to you without you even looking for them, it might be God bringing you into the spotlight. You are pushed out of your comfort zone. God never reveals you in a place where you are too comfortable. When he wants to elevate you, he pushes you out of your comfort zone. Moses had to leave the desert to stand before Pharaoh. David had to leave the fields to face Goliath. Peter had to step out of the boat to walk on water. If God is pushing you to take risks, it's because he is leading you to a higher level. Spiritual attacks increase. This is one of the biggest signs. The closer you are to your revelation, the stronger the enemy's attacks become. Before ruling, Joseph was thrown into prison before his ministry. Jesus was tempted in the wilderness before the cross. He endured the greatest suffering the enemy knows when God is about to reveal you. He will do everything to discourage you, exhaust you, and make you not give up. If the attack is intense, it means the revelation is near. God gives you a clear confirmation. God never leaves his children in confusion. When your season comes, he speaks to you. Through a specific message in the Bible, through a person who confirms what you feel, through a strong conviction in your heart. Look at David. Samuel anointed him in secret, but when his time came, the entire nation recognized him as king. If God has spoken to you multiple times and everything seems to align with the calling, it might be the time. God has prepared you in secret. God has shaped you, and now your moment has come. But be careful, many people sabotage their elevation by stepping out of their season of obscurity the wrong way. Here's how to step into your destiny the right way. Stay humble when God elevates you. One of the biggest traps is letting pride enter your heart when God starts revealing you. David remained humble even after being anointed as king. Joseph stayed faithful to God even after becoming governor. Jesus, the Son of God, washed his disciples' feet. If God elevates you, it's for his glory, not yours. Don't become arrogant, be grateful. Be faithful in the small things. Before entrusting you with great things, God wants to see how you handle the small ones. Before killing Goliath, David was tending sheep. Before ruling Egypt, Joseph managed the prison. Before preaching to crowds, Jesus obeyed God in obscurity for 30 years. Do not despise the small responsibilities God gives you. They are your training ground. Don't seek people's approval. When God reveals you, not everyone will celebrate you. Some will be jealous, others will criticize. Some will doubt you, but remember, God chose you, not people. Don't seek to please men, seek to remain faithful to God. Be ready to face challenges. Elevation always comes with new responsibilities and new battles. When David became king, he had to face many wars. When Joseph became governor, he had to manage a famine. When Jesus started his ministry, he was attacked from all sides. Elevation is not just a blessing, it's also a mission. Be ready to face the challenges that come with it. Maintain a deep relationship with God. Don't let God's blessings distract you from God himself. Keep praying. Keep meditating on his word. Keep depending on him. If you stay close to God, he will keep you and lead you through every stage of your life. God hasn't hidden you to punish you. He has been preparing you. Now, he is calling you out of the shadows and into his light. Remember, God has never forgotten you. He has been working on you in secret. When your time comes, nothing can stop it. Stop doubting and move forward in faith. Before you go, subscribe. If this video touched you, leave a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Let's keep growing together in faith.